Time to take a sip. Nobody likes a dried out potato.
We're cheating? Yes, we're cheating. Who needs timers anyway? Good morning, everyone. Surprised to see so many people in chat that early on. One thing is for sure, I'm gonna miss that music. Very good intro music, or just waiting music. So, I did finish the Rootrees already, but I want to put finish in very big quotation marks. Because it needed all the hints and all the guidings. Nonetheless, I wanted to go over it at least a little bit, since we started it on stream. Yeah, at least give it a sort of finish and maybe talk about the bits that were good and the bits that I didn't like. So, hop on over. So, as you can see, all of this is already checked in and everything. I've been through the end. Yeah. Overall, lovely game. I enjoyed the early bit a lot more than the Roottree Mania. And then especially this, is this person a Roottree, yes or no thing is That was interesting, but too much deduction for me. The worst parts, I'd say, were the here they are. Ronald and Robert Roottree. Why was there ever a question about Ronald Roottree being a Roottree? Will. As it turns out, the missing hints, because if you remember, these guys were at 4 out of 12 last time. The missing hints basically all boiled down to Huntington's. Once you searched for Huntington's disease in the spider search, which I didn't because I felt that I understood enough of the illness that I didn't need it. Then suddenly the connections fell into place. The connections being Gwyn Roottree's husband slept with her movie co-star, who has Roottrees and died soon after, soon after the affair. So Ronald Roottree actually is the son of Wild Bill, aka Walter Forsythe, and Gwyn's co-star, who, knowing she would die before the child even reached kindergarten age, asked Gwyn to adopt him. Gwyn at the time was pregnant with Robert Roottree, also from Walter. And in a move that I still don't entirely understand, she adopted him, but divorced Walter for having had the affair. Which, okay. Which of course led Ronald Roottree, with absolutely no blood connection whatsoever to the actual Roottrees. And the same goes for these two lovely kids. What else did we have? Oh yes. These two are a bit of the opposite. Like, this result is one that, yeah, I actually was able to make by myself without hints. The timing simply worked out that... where is she? There. Christine was pregnant with James before leaving the country, the company and the state. Meaning that was Guy Hudson's child. And then his younger brother was with the actual father. The hints the game gives. Yeah, I'll be honest. The plated loaf, I kinda checked out. It's a semi-poetic recipe for a bread loaf mixed with a fantasy story that is a metaphor for the Garlands' life and love story, basically. And like, I got the basic contents, but really going into that, no thank you. What else? Oh yes, these two, that was just well, a mix of detectoring and a lot of it we had actually already figured out, luckily. Between these two, it boils down to the exact timing of their quote-unquote adoptions. Basically, she wasn't anywhere near Miracle Roottree when Stuart was adopted. But But Mark was like straight up 9 months after she had a meeting with him. So I'm gonna show you the end bit. So we have a proper, because the game goes through all of them one by one in decent detail, so that I don't have to explain all the rest. I just wanted to hit a few of the highlights, let's call it.
Beatrice and Courtney May. Clark, can you swing another test against Bonnie's DNA?
Oh, I almost forgot the biggest plot twist, but I guess you will hear about that now.
This time I'll be sure to have them verify both samples in person.
Using the family tree you filled out, as well as DNA tests, we were able to uncover the truth behind all the inconsistencies. Clark's handling the business, but I've come to thank you and fill you in on everything we've learned. Buckle up, because it's been one heck of a week. Actually, that's an understatement. It's not every week you discover your family company is being sabotaged by someone they trusted. But that's the kind of time we've been having. Like I said, buckle up. Maybe grab some popcorn. We'll start with Guy Hudson.
Yes, grab some popcorn, everyone.
Guy had a frankly ridiculous number of potential children. What shocked me is how many graduated from potential to confirmed. We can even prove he was aware of them. The smoking gun was how he used company money to pay off a lot of women.
That bit I had entirely missed. You might remember how the company records showed those massive research bills for new flavors. Yeah, he used the same system as his great-grandfather Elias did, in naming candies after his children. Except Guy did it with the initials of the mother's first names. So when he tried to develop a caviar flavor, it was for a mother whose name began with C. It was her secret payoff.
He hid it with a method inspired by his idol, Elias. 5-piece flavors. The flavors he was paying to research were a ruse.
I had missed that. Like, I saw this, but I thought it was just Guy being an inept company boss trying to emulate his great grandfather or whatever, throwing money at the problem and failing horribly.
He developed flavors based on the initials of the women he was paying. Which was really stupid, considering one of their names started with X.
That was really stupid, yes. I remember the Sigua or Shiwa threw me off, like, what the hell even is that? Yeah, turns out it was just his super secret sneaky way of hiding payments to his Chinese mistress, I guess.
Let's start with Christine. Guy was paying her under the name Caviar, but there were some other clues. James was born 9 months after Zach's party. Christine was there with Guy, and when she got pregnant, she panicked. Steve stepped up. He even turned it into one of his recipe stories. Not all of Guy's affairs led to offspring. He may have slept with Robin Martin, but she didn't have children, so we'll never know. Also, not every child of Guy's affair partners were his. Robert Garland was born after his parents had already moved to Boston. Skipping Beatrice for now. Up next is Lang Xin-yu. When Guy showed up in China, she was into America. And Americans. Dare I say redheads, even? When she got pregnant, her father paid key genes to fake IVF. They claimed her sister was unable to conceive.
Except that with a little reading, we found out the sister has children of her own. So that story doesn't hold up for long.
But her sister and Jerry had their own son, Mark. Sonia Alves was soon after. Nia was married at a very young age to a much older husband. She resented him. I don't blame her. They allegedly spent no time together in private. Guy was in Brazil during Christmas 1979. It's the only Christmas not in the records. Flavio was born 9 months later, and like the others, Guy started paying Sonia. Last was Susan Ford, hired to translate for Guy's overseas trips. It's easy to read into Guy's donation to her school, but there's no definitive proof there. She and Guy were witnessed together near the end of his life. Susan's husband was convinced he couldn't be the father of her daughters. Guy, though, paid double. The price of twins.
Also something I entirely missed. Like, why was the sugar plum flavor twice the price of everything else? Didn't make much sense, except once you get this connection.
So, what about 5Ps? Felix Fellow's mother, Joanna, doesn't have a 5 pieces flavor. On top of that, his story doesn't really add up. His mother already left the company by the time Guy became president, and his lyrics indicate he was born sometime around 1975. Alone, that wouldn't necessarily prove it, but there are some suspicious connections between Felix and the company's current lawyer, Ruby Spratt. They both grew up in Portland, in foster care, and according to the local paper, they definitely knew one another. Ruby was the one who approached the Roottrees to begin with. It was all a setup. Ruby and Felix saw my book's challenge to the Clancet Trust as an opportunity. His mother really had worked for Roottree, and Ruby was a respected lawyer. She exploited my family's greed, worked her way into control of the trust, and ensured Felix got a piece. But if you look at the 2 DNA tests that Ruby handled, they were both supposedly tested against Bonnie Hudson.
Yeah, I caught that one. Both supposedly being Bonnie Hudson, but as you can see, they're entirely different, so it couldn't be that. But since I had missed the supposed clear connection between Ruby Spratt and Felix, which Felix happened to be a musician at the orphanage one time, that didn't strike me as a whole lot. Anyway, I thought she had screwed up the later tests, not the first one.
But the 2 signatures that should both represent Bonnie don't match. After Clark and I confronted her, Ruby lawyered up. Ironic, I know. We suspect Ruby had Donatico test Felix against his own mother's DNA. He had a hairbrush of hers. They sent the female sample in remotely. On the second test, Bonnie's sample was tested locally, but Courtney May's was not. Ruby's been throwing away samples. We think she sent her own hair instead of Courtney May's, but it could have been anyone's. Ruby and Felix were in cahoots. As for why, they were both advocates of wealth redistribution.
Which seems like a noble motive, but her then throwing out every DNA test after his kinda points towards more pure greed in my mind.
A noble effort. But once they controlled the family fortune, they became just as greedy as the worst members of my family. The money corrupted them. They were so eager to personally wield the wealth for their own cause that they sabotaged any other claims. That finally brings us to Anonymom, aka Beatrice Watts. Her tales of guys' parties and payoffs were true. She even approached Ruby before 5Ps was on news time. Ruby used Beatrice's truths to make Felix's lies feel real, then ruined the DNA test so that Beatrice looked phony in the public court of opinion. I feel worst for her in all of this. While Ruby and Felix stole the show, there were some other potential new family members as well. Miracle Roottree was less of an open and shut case. That said, it's very likely he had a son with Mary Beth Clementine. Not Stuart. Mary Beth adopted him before she ever set foot in Butler County. That leaves Mark. The timeline fits. He showed up about 9 months after Mary Beth visited Miracle, and the basket baby story is a bit too convenient. If that's not enough on its own, he was also bailed out by the sister of Edith Roottree, Miracle Jr.'s wife, after she changed her name to win that silly contest.
Toast-Darita Jacobson, hooray.
Our best guess is that Mark was told by his mother whose son he was, and used that fact to put some pressure on Miracle Jr. We have no real proof of that, but nothing else really makes sense for why they'd be connected in that way. Elias's affair was the most ambiguous. Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias to do things he wouldn't have otherwise done, like pressure to include me in the family. My son even mentioned them arguing about someone named Beth. Combined with Gwyneth's lisp, it's possible the name was actually Bess. Unfortunately, all we know about Bess Williams is that she wrote his book and died not long after, leaving her only son an orphan. The timeline fits with Wildcat, but there's no record if she had any other relationship. Honestly, I wouldn't say we had enough evidence either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Elias cheated. Of course, I'm a bit biased. Regardless, we haven't gotten in touch with any of the Williams clan yet. That means we haven't been able to do a DNA test. As Clark mentioned, from here on out, all of our DNA tests will be in person for both parties.
Thank you, freak. 17 months. Good grief.
Lastly, we have a bit of a curveball. Ron Roottree isn't related to us by blood. Gwyn was definitely pregnant, so it's likely Robbie is.
A bit of a curveball, you say? Yeah, no kidding.
When Ron and Robbie went to visit their mother at the end of her life, something changed. Additionally, there have been a few rumors circling around Ron. RR Productions canceled the Guys Like Us remake due to the director's illness. At the same time, Ron's wife Penelope began doing benefits for Huntington's disease, stating that she had become familiar with it. Huntington's is the same disease that Gwyn's former co-star Leslie Florence had. It's passed from parent to child. It can't skip a generation. Because Gwyn and Wild Bill didn't have Huntington's, and Ron seems to, it's impossible Gwyn was his mother. I recently confirmed all this with Ron. At the end of her life, Gwyn told Ron the story. Leslie and Bill had an affair the same year Leslie learned she had Huntington's. Leslie got pregnant. Leslie wasn't likely to survive to see her child grow up, and even if she did, she didn't want to be a burden. She begged Gwyn and Wild Bill to adopt her child. Gwyn did. Mere weeks after she found out she was having her own son, she also took in Ron. Wild Bill was a problem. Unreliable and a serial adulterer. Gwyn divorced him and never saw him again. Gwyn had already told Starlet she was pregnant, so it never really made waves when people saw her with a child in Paris. There was gossip during her divorce when she was discovered to be pregnant again. In actuality, it was the final months of her only pregnancy. To lay low, she stayed in Paris long enough that even her own family never had reason to question the timeline. It's one heck of a story, and frankly, nobody could be expected to piece the timeline together.
Yeah, no kidding. I definitely wasn't able. I'm honest here. I had no idea how that whole thing worked out before, well, seeing all of it.
Not with what few mentions of Gwyn's past have survived. But the Huntingtons itself? That's proof. Ron suing Robbie to remove him from the Clancid Trust was a huge moment in my story, and a major catalyst for this entire investigation.
Evening, Rev. We're not at the Blame Crow part yet, but wait a few minutes.
Finding out that it's been pretty much backwards this whole time has been a bit surreal. So that's where we're at. Looking over the information you sent us was invaluable. You got everything absolutely correct.
Yes, and I definitely didn't abuse the little rubber ducky at all. No, sir.
Why did we even bother hiring a team? You figured it all out solo.
I recommend hiring the magic rubber duck next time.
All this information, this entire story, it's a lot, in more ways than one. Some of it has the potential to destroy marriages and ruin relationships. We're handling it all very, very carefully, but we couldn't have gotten here without you. And with that, I guess our tale has finally, truly come to an end. What a strange one it was. No words can express how grateful I am to you for untangling this mess. Honestly, I've had enough of my family's eccentricities and scandals for one lifetime. I imagine you have as well. And if not, well, there's always Elias's and Gwyneth's brothers and sisters.
Attention! Never do. Sure. So, that is the end to the Roottrees. And now we will swap over to another game where I put the Blink Crow tag because, well, it may have been a satisfying ending had I actually figured out all of it by myself. Unfortunately, I found myself unable to draw the same connections that the game expected me to draw. Let's call it that. So that yeah, when I'm saying they should hire the little rubber ducky, I mean I used essentially all the hints to work out that last part, and I don't think it would have made for an interesting stream either way, because looking back at it, there's a lot of yeah, a lot of conclusions that I just didn't draw. I've gone through over a little bit in the past few minutes here, but yeah. Overall, still an incredible game. Mostly, there were a few that that were tricky. let's put it that way. Like the whole thing was started basically as a fraud scheme. And that connection to me was one of the weakest possible. The supposed love child that then was proven via DNA test to be true, except that DNA test was held up. Yeah, to figure that out, you need to conclude that the lawyer now working for the company and the supposed new love child now inheriting a lot of money knew each other well enough to concoct all of the plan. The only connection the game gives for that is they were both orphans in Pittsburgh, and he played as a musician for a festival when she got I don't remember what she got, but basically a prize for starting a foundation for orphans, something like that. And that one was, yeah, that was probably the weakest. Other conclusions, like with the Ron and Robert Roottree, just that one passed me by because not looking up Huntington's disease within the game, because I felt I had a grasp on what that disease is and how it works, blocked several hints and connections later on. Overall, I think most of it is doable. One thing that I think would have helped me a lot is to start the whole thing off as a what do you call it? Like a timeline, and then a connecting web of who is connected to what event and how are they connected to each other. If I had built something like that rather than try and remember / use the in-game note-taking feature, I might have gotten further. Can't really say. Now, though, you need to grab the actual game and the very loud game sound. Capture, will you work or rather not? So, why am I blaming Crow? Because Crow said, hey, this game is fun, and it was on sale, so I bought it. See if the game capture, no, it refuses to work. That is quite annoying. Blame Crow, yes. Hey Roy, ara ara. Good morning. Why is the game not capturing? That is very annoying. Well, apparently this game doesn't exist. Okay. Do I have anything troubling on that screen? No. Can just turn on display capture, I guess. Window capture, that's an idea, yeah. If that works, that does work. Why? Who the fuck knows? Okay. So the game is The Infectious Madness of Dr. Something or Other. Already forgot. And is also some kind of detective game. And is now covering me. How very rude. Yeah, it's definitely built on something weird. The Windows / game capture itself, well, the process itself is a TI mod with double D. No idea what that is. It's definitely not a Godot or Unity or any of the bigger engines. Okay.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Decker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
It starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Decker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
On the basis, the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job!
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patient. You're late. And after all those promises, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind.
Who are you? Oh my. Green is optional. Okay. First, though, up the volume a little bit. And down it in S, and that works. Can actually type your questions. Okay. Okay, so here I just select who I'm talking to, I guess. And then I have to type out my own questions. Odd. What's your problem? Yeah, that seems, diplomatic. Let's start with that.
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up. I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
Hey, fair enough.
I didn't really like Dr. Decker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
That seems pretty fair, considering this is apparently a psychiatrist. We are not Dr. Decker, though.
I'm a gravedigger, Doctor, and people are dying quicker than we can bury them.
Oh my. What's this? Oh, here I can see the.
I didn't really like
yeah,
Dr. Decker.
okay. Okay. Interesting system.
Dr. Decker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, it's like firefighters that are also arsonists, right?
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
The extra hour? Let's see how well that works.
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
He's very British, he is.
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
I don't know, I feel like an extra hour a day would be very useful, but also would be extremely provable, my dear. What do you do in the extra hour? You said you got all the work done.
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
Ah yes, chess players. All insane. Why is it hard to find someone who can use
Henley
double?
Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
Game.
I stumbled across a relic myself. An ancient chess piece. A queen, I believe. The best chess piece. The most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Well. Where's my mouse? There is my mouse. Tell me more about Henley Church.
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
Probably not.
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, but not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Interesting choices here.
Then we agree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely they've all got it wrong than one of them has got it right.
Let's ask him about that.
That's meaningless to me.
Oh. Let's finally get to the most basic question. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Decker? He was an antagonistic psycho. I hope you're not from the same school of thought.
Hmm. Think you're insane? Well, he's talking about the entire world basically pausing except for him. That seems like something you can, easily prove and disprove. Time to set a special session around midnight. But let's see where that goes.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
My name is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Oh. Why are you paying a small fortune? Well, because doctors are fucking expensive is why.
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
Why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
Okay, 20 questions. I see. What history of violence?
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
Mm-hmm.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him. I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
I don't know about shocking, but yeah, why?
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
I see. What's the difference between responses and question history? Like if I click this, I'm just gonna get the same response as if I click it in responses, right? Oh, I see, little markers on some of them.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
Actually, can I turn on subtitles? Was there an option for that? I don't think so, but... Ah, there we go, okay.
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
Well, that's tiny. Shouldn't be? Yeah.
He's lucky to be alive. He almost died.
How? Was it the steak knife?
My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
Not the steak knife.
His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore. David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
Why can't you hire anyone?
David's not ready for company. I hope to take you to see him one day and you'll see for yourself.
Yeah, Roy, I guess so. He was there for like 24 hours plus.
Since our altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk.
Aw.
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
No, when you stab someone, the police should definitely be involved. Do you often get angry?
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control. Let's save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money, and I'm fairly sure my time is up.
Yes, Rev, it does. The problem is it kinda makes things less easy for everyone else.
Delusions. As in seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional. David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
Mouse? Aw. Okay. My mouse again. The choice of like a dark burgundy mouse on this is terrible.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Why aren't you in prison? Well, gee. Money.
I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of follows, doesn't it? You think Decker was suicidal?
Dr. Decker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one.
That's what they say. Who's David? It's her husband. She said that like several times.
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
Yeah, that was a weird suggestion for a question. Why aren't you in prison? Well, because I have money and I opted for health counseling. All right, Rev. Have a good rest evening and then a good night. I will make no promises as to the stabbing, but I do not have a steak knife within reach, so
I suppose after
that's
what
good,
I did,
right?
there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
The choices. You know, we're just gonna swap to the next patient and let you hang. Now, Ellen, tell me about yourself.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Why is the note taking... Wait, hang on. Why is someone else writing in my note thing? Terry called.
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much.
Uh-huh.
I work in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care.
Ah, hospice.
The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them.
What problem are you here for?
I started seeing Dr. Decker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes. It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Okay. Yeah, are you lying to me?
It's not the job that stresses me. It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me.
Okay.
They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Are we taking care of all the serial killers here, or is that just a coincidence? How many patients have died on your shifts?
3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good.
Are we in the first...
Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long. She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though. Death is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
Let's circle back to dating.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way. I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep?
That is a fair question. Um,
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke. But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam, or zolpidem.
I'm pretty sure these have entirely different working mechanisms, no? I know at least one of those three is like an anti-anxiety medication. Which valerian has some mild function, but it's the whole willow bark versus aspirin discussion, isn't it? Or how Dimension was it, I think, put it? You know what's alternative medicine that's been proven to work? Medicine.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
You're the first one to like him.
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
Do you know anything about the murder? That's
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay? I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me. Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
okay.
That's what Dr. Decker would say.
So you've been here before, long enough to have met Dr. Decker.
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
I mean, the beach is a good place to be naked at least. You often black out?
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Decker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
Worked what out?
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis.
Why not?
We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
No, I feel like if you have a prognosis already, even ignoring that I should have that in my paperwork somewhere, maybe we want to talk about that?
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Yeah. He's at least as crazy as Bryce.
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener. I hope you are.
Hey, Boo, this is the infectious madness of Dr. Decker. Apparently, Dr. Decker has been murdered, and we're the replacement and are catching up with his patients. And at the same time, having no clue who we are, or who Dr. Decker was, or how he died. I am not sure. Well, someone is writing. Wait, it does? It shouldn't. Can you refresh? Grippers. Remember anything?
By blackout, I mean I don't really remember anything from the time I black out.
Yeah, that's usually how that
I'm
works.
lucky to be alive, I guess.
Okay, so long as it's changed. I thought, like, I had changed it in OBS. I thought I hit save, but maybe not. So the note thing has hints that aren't in the suggested question box. That's interesting.
No, nothing like that. I usually wake up on my side like I've been sleeping. Sometimes I'm partially covered by seaweed.
Hey. Oh, look, a button. Hey, no streaking in chat. At dead of night. I don't know that one. Seaweed?
That doesn't really mean anything to me.
Ow. You just mentioned it, but sure.
Dr. Decker could really get inside you. It was, unsettling. But you let him do it. Part of the process, I guess. Dr. Decker thought I had generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly? I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help?
No, but then I'm not a real doctor. I mean, what? Yeah, have you had someone watch you?
Will you do it for me? Will you watch me to see what happens?
No, I was thinking about okay. There's decisions to make here. Have you tried to film your blackouts before we go deeper into that?
I film myself doing lots of things.
Okay.
But it's not so easy to do when you're blacked out. You can check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me? I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
Yes, dear notes, we kinda just went over that. Although we can try stop going to the beach. See what that does.
I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's gonna kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor?
Not the beach, no.
So, it's a date then. I'll let you know when.
That's not how that works, no. Let's go deeper on the breathing.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
You don't remember having blackouts. Not gonna go into that circular logic there. What are you doing? What is the last thing you remember before a blackout?
I normally black out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing? I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Have you heard that alcohol can cause blackouts? just an idea here.
I don't drink.
You just said you like the nightclub because of cheap vodka. Excuse me? Sure, maybe there's a physiological problem.
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but I'm tired now. Is that it for today?
No.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Yeah, let's go with that. Really? That just leads into that? Last, hint? What's wrong with you?
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
Hell?
I imagine what I'm experiencing now might be a type of hell. Not everyone burns in flames with the devil on their back. I'm hoping you can make sense of my problem.
And what is your problem?
It's like those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over, nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
Oh, that seems more like you have depression.
Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the birdsong will change, or the weather will be less bleak, or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event for change, like a murder.
Okay.
I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her. That was 5 years ago.
Okay. See, that is the first one where even I, as a complete and total, what do you call it? Non-professional in any way in medical things, would say that's a clear diagnosis. PTSD and depression.
My fiancée, my childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft?
Yep.
We spent a lot of time on there.
Gather that.
I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now.
Yeah, no.
I haven't had any relationships since then.
I'm sorry to tell you, buddy, but that is just not finished trauma, PTSD, and resulting depression. This is the first one where I feel there's a clear line forward to a diagnosis and treatment. Let's go to something completely different, though.
Dr. Decker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible.
Was there a steak knife involved?
2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday, Monday, Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
Tell me about Dr. Decker.
Dr. Decker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Ah, because the days returned for you, huh?
As far as Dr. Decker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday. I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor? I don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
I wonder if... Oh no, I just had a very bad thought. Like just ask the same question and give the same answer again. See if it's the 3rd, 4th, 15th time.
I saw the conflict that Dr. Decker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself. He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
Century.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression.
Oh, so you had treatment.
I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Decker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up?
Okay, so I'm guessing if I click on continue, the day is done, but there's technically still questions open. The game already told us yellow is where we can continue. Yeah, you found the key points, but there is a green state for every patient. So let's see with him.
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
So, as I'm understanding it, the green stars, well, is obviously stuff that we need to get to a green state, but it's not something that plops in here automatically. We haven't actually asked him about that, have we?
Yes, Dr. Decker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine.
You like chess? Considering you're playing it to yourself in your possibly imaginary time frozen
I
time?
like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen. I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
Dead, who doesn't?
If you like being in control, you'll have a tough time here. I saw it with Dr. Decker. Such control, such stability. But he unraveled at the end. He couldn't keep control of everything, of everyone. He just set us up like dominoes, but we all toppled in unexpected ways. You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today. Can't have your head exploding, can we?
House officer? What? See. This wants me to move over to another person. See, what? Ah, yes, her. Sure, everyone can be saved with therapy.
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Uh-huh. Okay. Lynn, what's open with you?
I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated.
Yeah, we had that.
Especially when there are...
Oh, that's still orange because, yeah. I'm gonna throw her a curveball.
I wouldn't. I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath. Everything gets more vivid near death.
Okay. Now she's on only green markers as well, right? Yeah, okay. What do you know about Dr. Decker's murder? Let's start with how long have you been seeing him?
I'd been seeing him for about 9 months, I think.
That's a while.
I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
How the heck did he die? Yes, that's it for you, yeah. Ah yes, the dancing.
Dancing is good for you in so many ways. Just turn the music up, close your eyes, and let yourself go. You should try it sometime.
That was the... No, it's not. Okay, she still has a lot of open ones. Let's see with him. Ah yes, why purgatory?
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway.
Yeah, that was fairly straightforward. Go back and see Hannah. I mean, it sounded like that's what he's subconsciously trying. The whole Groundhog Day metaphor and everything.
No, I can't move backwards any more than a day. I don't really seem to control it. It's generally always on. I have to try and change something to move forward. Most of my days a blur. I'm not sure if it's the sleeping tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch off.
Sleeping tablets?
I'm on temazepam. Dr. Decker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new day. I didn't. We played World of Warcraft a lot together. I guess it's not the cool thing to do anymore. But we had a lot of memories there. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of life now. The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger teeth. Rinse, repeat. Maybe I'm just grinding life. I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder. I'm 57. Kidding. Just if you spent the whole day at the gym and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
Yeah, if you truly believe you are in a time loop. Okay, Mariana, let's go on with this thing.
Dr. Decker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients, as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
Well, you should have a little talk with Bryce. Why do you hold your breath so much?
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
Hello, Nyron. Welcome to the infectious madness of Dr. Decker. Which is a weird one. And as the title says, we blame Crow for this. We apparently are a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, whatever, having just replaced our colleague Dr. Decker after he was murdered, and are now catching up with his patients. Oh, it's not a ghost lady, it's just the way the game does idling. Is your hair wet when you wake up at the beach? Do you go blackout swimming?
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
That is kind of where we were going with this, yes. Considering you also mentioned seaweed.
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
Oh.
Like you're not listening.
Well, that is a fair concern. Are you flirting with me?
Wow. Let's get straight to it then.
Let's.
I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Say no?
That's a shame. You need to have a passion for something, Doctor.
Okay.
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
Ew. Like the dress, that's all I have to say about this. Okay. No, no cake.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting one. I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
Okay. So we've reached the point where there's no more suggestions for anyone. Yeah. Means now we're down to the brain. Which is a problem, because I have none. Let's see. Bryce. Responses. You still have quite a few things here.
Dr. Decker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself. I know you're asking questions to try and get a bearing, but I'd rather not talk about that now.
Dang it. Wrong
Let's just
keyword.
enjoy the getting to know you phase before the ugliness kicks in. At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour. Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
So the barely visible green asterisks there's follow-up questions I could ask on those general topics. I just need the right keywords, basically. Let's see how the hint system works here. How is the rubber ducky of this? Time freezes. How exact does this have to be?
In the hour, people are pliable. They don't move. But I can move them. As soon as my hour is up, they start moving again, as if nothing has changed at all.
Okay. So does that remove the... I think it did. Okay.
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up. I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
Let's see how far we get with just keywords.
Apparently, I've gone a little mad. For me, I have 25-hour days.
Yeah, okay. We're getting somewhere.
Dr. Decker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
Decker suicidal?
He wasn't a good man. I don't know how he could live with himself. Perhaps he couldn't.
Yeah, we're making progress.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
You'd think Gravediggers would have its perks. Yeah, this guy is probably the second craziest. I'm also not sure if the nurse we have is an angel of death and just not aware of it, or okay, what keywords? Like the only thing I got out of that, hang on, maybe running out of a room?
I don't have anything
Dang
for
it.
you.
Okay, let's hop on this one, see if we find the keywords for this.
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
So we asked about Henley Church, and we asked about relics. What is it we're missing in this one? Let's try Henley Church just as a keyword again. No, that does that, okay.
I know you're asking questions to try and get a bearing.
Oh,
but
that's okay.
In the hour, people are pliable. They don't move. But I can move them. As soon as my hour is up, they start moving again, as if nothing has changed at all.
You move people?
I do a lot of work in my extra hour. I move people into graves.
Dead people? Or...
In the hour, people are Isn't it obvious? I've tried moving them, of course. People are often frozen in the most inconvenient of positions.
That worked.
I know you're asking questions to try and get a bearing, but I'd rather not talk about that now. Let's just enjoy the getting to know you phase before the ugly... Doctor, pace yourself, please. This is my session. I'm paying.
Okay. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress. Let's check in with Claire. Why are you paying a small fortune?
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
Hmm.
I'm in a bit of a predicament, Doctor. I'll get to that.
Dang it. Okay. Let's try asking about Dr. Decker again.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that it didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Okay. Where did that one go?
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that it didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a
Do I
very long
have to actually repeat her words? Bring it upon himself? No, okay. Okay, so that is already covered.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that it didn't bring it upon himself. but then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Oh, that's just leading back into that. Okay. Also that. Damn it.
I think we'd get along a lot better if you stuck to asking me one question at a time.
Blah.
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
Yeah, why is there an asterisk? Is David real? David dead?
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor. David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself. I'm an only child and my parents are both dead. Naturally, I inherited everything.
Naturally. Yet there's more more on that line. Damn it.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
Hmm. Write what in your notebook?
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Yes, yes. Quite droll. Temporary witty? Damn it. So if you guys have any ideas about like what to ask any of them, feel free. Check in with the nurse as well. How does Who Are You have a star? God damn it.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Yeah, we asked about dating and about her nurse career. You have a very important question? Oh no. Well, as far as I can tell, we're trying to figure out what the fuck happened to Dr. Decker. And what is wrong with all these people. And maybe try and figure out if one of them murdered him. I really have no clue. Maybe? Did you kill Decker? What do you mean we've talked about that? Excuse me?
I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
Hang on, actually, how did Decker die?
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
See, that doesn't tell me anything.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way. Yes, I love my job. I love my patients. Even the really crotchety ones, you know? Oh God, you should hear what comes out of their mouths.
What does?
They're like my children in a way. That sounds weird, doesn't it?
Okay.
No, sorry, I don't know.
Dang it. Yeah, Naren, the bit that you missed was while we still had let's start somewhere else. These all start with a red dot rather than yellow, which means you can move on to the next chapter, day, whatever. While they're still on red, there are double yellow asterisks on some of their responses. And at that time, you still have suggestions in here for the most obvious questions. We've exhausted all of that, so now we're down to kind of finding the right keywords to move forward. Patients as children.
I don't have any kids. Maybe I will one day, I don't know. At the moment, all my energy is focused on taking care of my patients.
Okay. Good. We can. At this point, we can. Because we only need them on orange or yellow or whatever to move on to the next day. I'm just trying to get at least one of them on green, see what kind of info bits we might be missing.
They call me the Angel of Death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Uh-huh. You've had 7 patients die on you. I'm not sure how unexpected that is for end-of-life elder care, but it seems like a lot. The pit. Well, yes, but take out the mass casualty shooting event, and I think we go down quite a bit. Really sure Angel of Death is just gonna lead back to one of the questions we asked before, but...
They're old. People die when they're old.
They do that.
I mean, medically speaking, it's heart failure, or organ failure, or pneumonia. They're all natural causes, though.
Yeah. Hey, check that out, okay. There's still something on who are you to follow up on.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
How long? Well, with some of those responses, yeah, we asked if she was dating. It's in here somewhere. Scroll. There. Mention date.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work.
Led to the whole
but in a good way.
married to work thing. Some of her responses kind of sound like, where was it? One of them was like, Hilda.
She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though.
That whole line felt like Hilda might have unexpected organ failure in her future, you know? The herbal remedies still have something open as well? Okay.
I'm a qualified herbalist.
Yes.
It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke.
Yes.
But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, diazepam, or zolpidem.
Yes, she is a nurse. And yes, she apparently also is a qualified herbalist. Can I just ask about valerian or passion fruit?
Traditional medicine makes patients worse sometimes, don't you think? You must see it all the time, doctor. You take one pill, then have to take 5 other pills to deal with the side effects. Herbs are kinder. Obviously, you have to be careful, just like with everything. Giving the wrong combination can be deadly. Fortunately, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, do you now? Miss Angel of Death. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I mentioned the Tim Minchin bit and the whole issue of like willow bark and aspirin. You can chew on the willow bark, sure, but all you're getting is whatever the thing in aspirin is called, the actual working component, much more diluted. Okay, what about who are you? Can we...
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like a...
how long have you been a nurse? Damn it.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Let's try dating shows, but I feel like that's gonna go back to you mentioned dating. Yeah.
Death is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
Face death alone?
No, death doesn't scare me. It's probably because I've been around it so much, but I haven't seen anything that's made me feel like it's something to fear. I don't think death is an end. I think it's a doorway to another place. I'm just not sure where. Where do you think we go when we die, Doctor?
Ooh. Now my notepad is blinking. Hello. Valhalla, maybe. Let's see what happens when I tell her reincarnation.
I've never really got the idea of reincarnation. I mean, are you still you? Do you know you're still you? And if not, how does that even work?
Oh, that certainly did something. Cool. Space magic? Don't think she's gonna have a response to that, but
I haven't really got anything to say about that.
yeah.
Maybe we should talk about you.
Maybe we should not. Okay, Face Death alone still has something open. I'm just gonna mention Valhalla.
I don't really know what that is. Something to do with Vikings, isn't it?
Fascinating. How about Heaven and Hell?
Sorry, what do you mean? I mean, can you be more specific?
How does she feel about Dante's Inferno? How do you feel?
I'm really bad at this, aren't I?
Yeah, okay.
No, death doesn't scare me. It's probably because I've been around it so much, but I haven't seen anything that's made me feel like it's something to fear. I don't think death is an end. I think it's a doorway to another place. I'm just not sure where.
Okay. Death. Death is a doorway?
I feel really bad. I can't answer your questions.
Damn it. Funny that Valhalla also has. I feel like not every question that gets a green asterisk has to be answered within itself. I feel like there's more like a thread. Like, who are you connects to Not Afraid of Death, which connects to Valhalla. So if we ask the right question somewhere along those lines, we might resolve all three. And then, of course, there's Dr. Decker.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
I feel like we asked that. That seems like an obvious one. Yeah. What problem are you here for? Right. I'm gonna put you on a quick pause. Do a quick bio break. And then we ask more questions. Hopefully. While we're waiting, mwah. Okay, goodbye.
Oh, okay. Yep. Should have seen that coming, huh? Okay.
Oh toll, ich bin voll. Kacke.
Closer. We can discuss things of another
Did I?
nature.
Okay. See, I'm so smart. No. God. Damn it.
There's a few of us on Discord that it's like all DMs.
It has been 2 hours.
And
Time
we're all
for a
like,
quick
but
break.
I don't want to DM.
Get
And
up,
we're like, well, we
stretch
can
your
rotate.
legs,
And I was
grab
just like,
some
no,
new water.
I refuse. I literally said no. I refuse. Because I fear that it'll get to being my turn, and they're like, no, how about you just stay the DM now? I'm like, no. And then I'll just like TPK all their characters, and that's the end.
I have preempted the onion.
You appear as the fish in a penguin's dinner. The end.
The fish in a penguin's dinner. Oh no. Okay, back to the game. Unfortunately, I had no good ideas on the toilet.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me.
Okay. How was Deckard different? But that's just mean. I think that's just the whole door thing, but yeah, let's ask. What happens after death?
I'd really like to be able to answer you, but I don't know what to say.
Damn it.
No, death doesn't scare me. It's probably because I've been around it so much, but I haven't seen anything that's made me feel like it's something to fear. I don't think death is an end. I think it's a doorway to another place. I'm just not sure where. Where do you think we go when we die, Doctor?
I think that's all that is.
No, sorry.
That was a generic sorry. Okay, let's ask for a hint. I'm sorry, one with the universe.
Maybe. Maybe we go somewhere completely beyond what we can imagine. We're only humans after all. We can't possibly comprehend what's really out there.
I mean, yes, but also very much no. I'm not sure how we could have gotten like there without the hint now. Like that that just came out of left field a little bit.
I don't really know what that is. Something to do with Vikings, isn't it?
Yeah, it does seem weird, doesn't it? But like, explain it to her? Viking heaven. Let's keep it super simple and wrong. Okay, nothing.
No, death doesn't scare me.
It's that one.
It's probably because I've been around it so much, but I haven't seen anything that's made me feel like it's something to fear. I don't think death is an end.
What kind of death have you seen?
I don't know anything about that.
Not even looping back to the old people answer or something. Damn it. Oop, indeed. I think we're just... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just need the right keyword or words in there. Maybe in the right order. But yeah, I think I might just move on to the next day. Well, let's be fair. Let's check all the others and see if there's quick progress to be made. Injuries, the beach.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online.
Blame Crow, yes.
I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Oh, that actually was Crow. Hey, Crow. You're color blended in with an iron. You're meant to be a crow, not a chameleon. How are you doing? Damn it. Swimmer? Said she swims a lot.
I'm a great swimmer. I won all these medals at school. I can hold my breath a really long time. Too long, really.
Well, that was ominous. Try just have an Orhel. Yeah, we can try that, but first, holding your breath too long?
I don't know.
Nyarr.
I'm a great swimmer. I won all these medals at school. I can hold my breath a really long time. Too long, really.
Okay, let's hop over to Ellen. Do you believe in heaven?
I don't believe in God, so I can't really claim to believe in heaven.
Okay, that's progress. Still hasn't resolved that whole direction. Also, hi Crow. With the finally working internet, I guess. Are you still out and about? Or is it just home internet being stinky?
Hell isn't real. Whoever came up with that idea has a lot to answer for.
Okay, so you don't believe in God, therefore you don't think about heaven? But you say directly that hell isn't real. That's interesting. So before we continue... What's that called? Bugger, yes. Let's shift the blame to where it belongs. Which is right over there. That silly corvid.
I love this community. I love this community too. I'm really happy about what I've managed to do on here. I'm really happy. Like I've said before, whenever Nina comes in, just nice people find nice people. And Anna as well. She's here too.
I was about to say, well, that was horribly wholesome. Yes, when in doubt, anti-Anna propaganda. Oh, purgatory. Sure. Purgatory.
I thought I was stuck in purgatory once. But then I realised I was just watching a really, really bad film. Sorry. I'm terrible at jokes.
In there indeed. I'm gonna ask for another hint here. That this just... huh? We asked about that. Just afterlife in itself?
When someone says afterlife, it just makes me think of wispy figures floating around in a white haze. Like you get in those New Age posters. I don't really go for all that.
I asked about after death, you fuckers. But not afterlife. And it's still not resolved.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different.
How was Decker different? I think we asked that already. Yeah. How does this tie into Valhalla? Yeah, I don't know.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them on. It's early days. The business isn't doing that great, but I really enjoy my job if that helps. You can make a lot of money or you can have a lot of fun, but you can't usually do both.
You can have neither. Well, that was something new, but it didn't really bring us forward, did it?
I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help? I don't have an answer for that.
Ah.
No, nothing like that. I usually wake up on my side like I've been sleeping. Sometimes I'm partially covered by seaweed.
Yeah, that led us to the question if she was swimming. She knows it. Does she wake up wet sometimes? All of which she kind of answered no, I don't remember. And it's so warm, I am dry when I wake up, but...
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
That's what they all say. Yeah. I don't think we've had a hand on her. What? We asked that, surely. In the sea?
Sometimes I go swimming in the sea. I don't always black out.
That didn't really bring us forwards, did it?
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Nightclub Pearl?
The Pearl is great because the people are so relaxed. I think that's got a lot to do with the cheap vodka shots, or maybe it's just the black lighting. Who knows? Nope. Don't know.
Mierda. Yeah, I've been going down that route instantly.
I don't drink.
I wonder if she's lying. You know about cheap vodka? Vodka shots, but don't drink? Doesn't lead anywhere. Or, well, too long, I guess. It loops to that, yeah. You don't... Let's try it simple. You don't... drink?
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you see my issue? That's a good question.
I have no idea about that.
Okay, let's try that again. Take drugs?
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Really? Nightclubs in general, not just the Pearl? No, just nightclub. Let's see, Nathan.
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
Used to be a builder?
I used to be a builder, a contractor. I had to quit. It's hard watching a house get built only to start all over again the next day. I needed something less obvious.
That would be very frustrating, yes. Fair. Okay.
Dr. Decker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible. But Doctor, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday, Monday, Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
What does move you forward?
To move forward, I really have to see something that feels like it can't be rewound. Like a death or some other tragedy. It's not enough to hear it or read it. I've got to see it. I suppose from that point of view, it looks like I'm in control of things.
Okay. That seemed helpful. As Roy put it earlier, grippy socks time. Okay, so there's more to that.
To move forward, I really have to see something that feels like it can't be rewound. Like a death or some other tragedy. It's not enough to hear it or read it. I've got to see it. I suppose from that point of view, it looks like I'm in control of things.
Another tragedy? Damn.
I'm not in control. Doctor, look at me. I'm broken. You need to help me.
Well, I mean, I'm trying. Oh, hey, that worked. So now all we have is the 5 years ago.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Decker that I had a...
Okay, Deja vu? No. Depression cured?
I do suffer from depression, but it's not very surprising.
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
I used to get fatigue, too. Just overwhelming tiredness. I don't really get that anymore. I've just learned to accept that this is my life now.
Hey, there we are. That's one green. Now the question is, can we do that with the others, and or do we care enough? I don't think so. I think. Okay, let's dig into that one question, then we move on.
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Actually, let's just straight away used to believe in God.
I'm not sure God would have given a man an extra hour a day. Not just a single man. My extra hour is a gift, but sometimes it's a curse.
A curse, you say?
I sound like I'm complaining, don't I? I'll stop now.
No, keep going. Well, that kinda sorted that out real quick.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful.
Gravedigger perks. Ah.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers.
Running out of space?
I can't help you there. I'm pro-cremation. Not just because I don't have to dig a grave. I still need a hole for the interment of ashes. It's more dignified, like you're becoming one with the universe again. Rotting in a wooden box. Even if you turn completely into atoms, how would you escape? Even bits of the universe get lonely, I'd imagine.
Ah.
We're all alone to some extent, don't you think? I don't have any friends, so I suppose that makes me lonely. In the midnight hour, though, I have as many friends as I like. Do you have a favorite celebrity, Doctor? In the hour, I could take a picture of myself with them, like we're the best of friends.
Please do that. You bring me that photo, and I declare you fully healed, free of everything.
No, sorry. Is that something I should know about? We're all alone to some extent, don't you think? I don't have any friends, so I suppose that makes me
Lonely? No. Okay, give me a hint. Mott and Bailey.
Allegedly, Henley Church is located on an old Norman Mott and Bailey castle. I say allegedly because a relic was found and dated around that century, but the archaeologists haven't found any further proof as yet.
Okay. So that is that. So now there's really only that universe thing left.
We're all alone to some extent, don't you think? I don't have any friends, so I suppose that makes me lonely. In the midnight hour, though, I have as many friends as I like. Do you have a favorite celebrity, Doctor?
As many friends as you like.
Sorry, I don't know anything about
it. Hey chat, give me a favorite celebrity. Let's see if the game does anything here.
I don't know.
Nah.
We're all alone to some extent, don't you think? I don't have any friends, so I suppose that makes me lonely. In the midnight hour, though, I have as many friends as I like. Do you have a favorite celebrity, Doctor? In the hour, I could take a picture of myself with them, like we're the best of friends.
Pictures? Just pictures?
I've taken a lot of pictures.
Ah.
I have great shots of all the tourist sites. It's amazing what exposure you can use when moving cars are literally frozen still. Must be the sharp focus.
Cool. So we got 2 down. Will we try and go for a full? I think we try. But I definitely need another hint for her. Ah. How did your parents die?
It was an accident. But I don't feel like talking about it at the moment.
Well, that's just rude.
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband. We've been married for 7 years, but we don't have any children. Thank God.
Well, as I understand it, she had the option of see a shrink or go to prison. So, that.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
Oh, we didn't go through that? Hang on. There we go.
I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
I guess you missed that bit. Who did you stab? Like, it implies it was your husband. Okay, it is the husband. Steak knife is the way to go.
My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
Oh. How long have you had problems?
I should have divorced him.
Ah.
I wish I had. So much could have been avoided.
I not divorce him.
Divorce is such an imperfect means of separating two people, don't you think?
And the steak
I
knife is
suppose I
much
don't
better?
really mean it. I thought he was my soulmate and that I would do anything for him. That's a weakness that has caused me problems.
Steak knife is cheaper. Well, steak knife is hard to hide, so you pay a lot, you know, afterwards. um. Yeah, let's see if we can get into the Dr. Decker
The
bit.
most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Oh. What problems did you and David have? Really?
I should have divorced him.
Huh?
I wish I had. So much could have been avoided.
What could have been avoided?
Our altercation. The downfall
Yeah.
since. Iris was David's assistant optician. Not anymore. No, not like that. I didn't kill her or anything.
Oh, good.
It's just that I changed the optician into a florist after David died.
Time to take a sip.
Optometry was
Nobody
his
likes a dried out potato. It's that time again.
It is indeed that time again. Hello, hello. Good evening, someone at a desk.
Water time.
Again, there we are.
If I knew anything about that, I'd tell you. But I don't.
See, she doesn't know anything about that. So, no water time. All right. Have a good night. Have a good start in the next week. Um.
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
Or she's rich for the same reason so many people are rich. Her parents made money and then they died. Pretty sure we had that here somewhere as well.
I'm in a bit of a predicament, Doctor. I'll get to that. Iris was David's assistant optician. Not anymore.
Actually, that doesn't have a thing, yeah.
We've been married for 7 years, but we don't have any children. Thank God.
No children?
David wanted children, but I didn't. I don't think we would have made very good parents. There's no mystery to it. Some people are just not cut out to be parents.
That's true.
I don't think I can see either of us wiping sticky fingers or mending grazed knees.
Okay, that was the follow-up to that at least.
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity.
Temporary...
Who's to say who is sane or insane?
That would be me. Hi.
We all see the world differently, don't we?
Okay, that's still not all.
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair.
Fair. Okay, that just leads into Iris. Vision?
David doesn't work, no. He's not very communicative anymore, so a job is out of the question. He used to be an optician. Now he just spends all his time at the lake house, frittering his time away.
Okay. That was all of that, I guess. Okay.
Our altercation. The downfall since. This is exhausting, Doctor. I'm not used to spitting everything out in one session.
Uh-huh.
David doesn't work, no. He's not very communicative anymore, so a job is out of the question. He used to be an optician. Now he just spends all his time at the lake house, frittering his time away.
How did Decker do it then? I don't know. Why did David stop working? Yeah, he's the husband
Keep up,
and...
Doctor. David is my husband.
Yeah, that really doesn't tell me anything.
David doesn't work, no. He's not very communicative.
Why doesn't David work anymore? Give me a hint, game. Clearly not barking up the right tree. Well, that is straightforward. Who murdered Decker?
I don't know who killed Dr. Decker, but I imagine that in his line of work he met a lot of unstable people.
Yeah, a
Perhaps
few.
He pushed someone too far.
I'm meeting quite a few unstable people right now as well. You still have so many open bits.
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this.
Okay. That leads back to yeah, the rich madness. Give it all up.
I don't have anything to say about that.
Arr.
I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
Why a steak knife?
I don't know anything about that, Doctor.
Just steak knife? Why did you stab him? Leads back to the affair with Iris, right? Straight up asked that.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
How did Decker die? He was murdered, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me a hint. Well, she claims no. Says he's still sitting on... She says he's sitting out on the porch for days at a time. Oh dear.
That sounds like a question I shouldn't answer without a lawyer present.
I see.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
I see.
David doesn't work, no. He's not very communicative anymore, so a job is out of the question. He used to be an optician. Now he just spends all his time at the lake house, frittering his time away.
Uh-huh. It's a Bates Motel situation, isn't it? When did you kill David? Movie length? I see. Guess we've played a certain amount of time. This is tricky. On the one hand, I feel like I might just move on. On the other, we got 2 of them down. And it feels like it should be utterly possible to do that with the rest. Some of these are just so strange.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Give me one more hint here. Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I feel like I'm the weakest link or something.
Aye.
I don't know. Sorry.
Bloody hell. Okay, I'm just moving forward. Screw this.
Oh, Doctor, glad I caught you. I thought you might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
Sure.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either.
What work does Ben do?
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell.
I hope most night shift cleaners don't find a lot of bodies.
Yes, Ben found Dr. Decker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office. Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love. Or remembering a massacre. Whichever's more you.
Valentine Massacre? Ah, okay, it's just leading back into that.
I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together. There's only 2 of us that work here. I'm sure we'll become friends too, Doctor. Just try not to get murdered.
Funny. So you're a receptionist, right?
Sorry, Doctor, I can't help you there. It's good that you're asking lots of questions. I'm just not
bloody
sure
hell.
you're asking. The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
How upsetting.
I think the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
Ooh.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
Is it now? Is it very kind of me? Okay, technically at this point we can move on. But,
I don't know exactly, but a stabbing of some kind.
Stabbing, you
We'll
say?
be getting the autopsy through at some point. I'll let you know when. He was stabbed, so that's quite a personal thing to do. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the patients who had a problem with the treatment they were getting. I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names.
Maybe you should name names.
Susan, Annabelle, Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know.
Aggressively unhelpful.
I'm just surmising. If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist, they're probably not doing a very good job. I didn't see it myself, so I don't know. But I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry. That's a new chair.
Uh-huh. Why is it a new chair? Was he murdered in his chair?
All I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Ben found Dr. Decker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office.
I think we're out of suggested things. Yeah.
I don't know what Dr. Decker was doing here, and my services weren't required that evening. He'd often stay late though, so it wasn't that unusual.
Okay, that was all.
I'm having a loot day.
Goody. Is it Monday again?
It's a do-over day? You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Her name? Yeah. Jaya.
You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
Fascinating.
Well done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary.
All right, secondary.
Wouldn't it be funny
in Britain.
if my day loops if you fail to get a question right?
Would it be funny?
I suppose it's funny for you. You won't remember. Anyway, I think I'll probably head home. This isn't helping.
Aw. Oops. Yeah, no questions available because he fucked off because I pissed him off.
I'm having a loot day.
Oh my god, it's real.
I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah? Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
Hey, Dorbs. Could be. This game is definitely old. I got recommended it by Crow. It was on sale, so I just grabbed it. I know nothing about this. What is that pill?
Dr. Decker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loot day.
Yes, cyanide will do that.
It's got a small skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah, that's always a good sign.
Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
No, probably not.
You're cool. I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again.
God damn it. I'll do this again.
I'm having a loot.
Yes, you are. Jaya.
Well done. Can you...
Secondary.
I'm not sure that's the answer I'm looking for.
Isn't it?
Well done.
Yeah. Good, let's go with high school again, you screw up.
Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me? I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are
What
you
the hell
reliving
indeed?
my days?
Why do you think I'm reliving your days?
Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory. It's a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. And someone somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing.
At midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Ooh. Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away. Well, come find me if you need anything.
I really like that cut of qualified Angel of Death. Yeah. So, clues.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Decker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next, which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. But where's your glass, Doctor?
Okay, that was that. You're new, aren't you? Let's see with Bryce. Can you see something behind me?
Sometimes I see a girl standing behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it is. I don't know what you're asking me either. Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
Normally?
I don't really know about that. I dug the grave for Dr. Decker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is? No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd
Decoy
imagine.
buddy. Ooh. Why would there be a decoy? Yeah.
I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor? That's a good choice, Doctor. Less work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
How are you today?
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me.
In addition to the 25th hour?
I think
Okay.
I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour. When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
So an hour more of sleep? Have you gone to a fairground?
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that.
Spy on people?
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
Mm-hmm.
There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
And?
I don't know. I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
How forward-thinking of you. No, it's not wrong.
I know. It's that bloody Dr. Decker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
That's interesting. How did Decker make you this way?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Decker changed.
Decker changed how?
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice, he told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did.
Mm-hmm.
But he pushed me. He made me think it.
don't think that's gonna get parsed. Yeah, no. Okay, we still have the help and steal.
Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
Ooh. What's the biggest thing you've stolen? Also, I'm still waiting on literally any of those photos, because that would be great proof that you're not completely nuts. Hey, Schneebles. Speaking of totally nuts, I mean, what? What things have you stolen? Bigger things?
From stealing milk, I moved on to petrol. From petrol, well, all those supermarkets have all kinds of electricals, so I've stolen quite a lot of that. I'm not proud. I think I've been doing it because I can, to prove to myself either way, my extra hour is actually real.
Yeah, I mean, having some proof of that would be nice. Can you show me proof?
Sorry, Doctor, I dozed off there.
Oh. Aha.
Fear me and my awesome moves. Okay, he doesn't fear me that much.
No, he did not fear you that much.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Lovely. How's your Sunday going, Schneebles? Can I see the pictures?
No, sorry.
Because they would be, you know, nice proof.
Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
Well, this game is turning out great considering I knew absolutely nothing about it, and it's confusing as all seven hells.
That wretched dig goes on 24/7. 25/7, if you ask me. Your patient, Nathan, caused quite a stir.
Oh.
He interrupted one of the female students all night, apparently. Made her miscategorize some findings, going on about his dead girlfriend. It's amazing what you hear at the coffee machine. Well, I suppose that's a bonus. We're allowed to use their coffee machine while they're there.
Sorry, you know Nathan? You know he's a patient and... What? Nathan, we're having some questions.
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so I heard.
Visiting Hannah's grave. It's the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph. We walk alone without our angel.
Uh-huh. Is there someone behind me?
Sorry, no.
Too bad.
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature.
Ah,
Strange
Cthulhu.
place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Decker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Decker saw that day.
What were you doing at the time of Decker's murder?
It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation.
Okay.
Dr. Decker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me, if that's even a thing.
Cursed you to go through the memories.
Yes, Dr. Decker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor? I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
I'm gonna try something mean here. What about the pill Decker gave you? Ah. Only map back there, huh? Bigger object first.
Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards.
Forwards and backwards, much like you.
I'm not religious, but when I read Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me.
Great bearded
An angel
one.
to everyone. Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
To move
I've
forward.
kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
She bought entirely new clothes every season. How?
If you like winter, you're supposed to be hard-working and analytical. I suppose
That's
that
right.
increases my chances of you curing my problem. I don't think winter was Hannah's
She's
favourite
not the
season.
witch.
Not colourful enough.
Do you feel lonely, Nathan?
I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
You look when you're ready, but supposedly you've Asylum, no.
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect.
Which is fine, but like, it's been 5 years. You said you've got treatment for the PTSD and depression. Clearly it's not taken.
It was a missed call.
Huh?
It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation. That's not really something I know about.
Nah. Okay, let's check in with you.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Decker.
Better behaved meaning what?
Dr. Decker dated his patients. That's not good behavior.
Oh dear
is
God.
it?
Which patients did he date?
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
You're just enjoying all her dresses?
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night too, so I can vouch for her even though she probably didn't see me.
Goody?
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
Yeah. Not a prepared question. There it is.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Decker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Huh. Strange how?
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial. A passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge. I just felt like I had some kind of special power. And part of me wanted to use it. And he urged me to do that. I don't want to say any more about it, not now. I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile. I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it.
Why have you missed the beach? Well, you said she was kind of addicted to going there, right?
You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but It's helped with the blackouts.
Okay, and then we only have
Lots
that
of
left.
people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful.
Oh.
Makes me feel dull by comparison.
What have you seen?
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late.
Should we?
Well, just let me know.
Considering I have absolutely nothing to do with anything. Okay, let's see Ellen first. Sorry, Elin, I think it was.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
Oh no, not Hilda.
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
Uh-huh. More notes.
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
Sure. Did you know that a lot of countries have rules like max caps of value for gifts from patients to caretakers and such? For some odd reason? All trinkets, you say?
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die.
Uh-huh.
But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
Yes. But let's keep going on other things first.
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
God damn it, Anira.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late. To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go.
I see.
We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way. I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Aw, here I was hoping she could see ghosts.
Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
Your talent?
I can change my skin.
You what?
What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
Okay, and here I thought you were just here for some general light depression and anxiety stuff. Goody. More grippy socks, please. We're gonna go deeper on that, but first...
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Decker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it. It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab, and I went home, alone. I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to, if you think I need an alibi.
Bit of a weird thing to say, but okay. Can I get Jaya to just do that now? No, okay. Let's keep going on Ellen then.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
That was not helpful. Okay, let's go on with the locket. You shouldn't keep it.
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand.
Okay. I think we're gonna get everyone to yellow state, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. I don't think I have the brain for the deeper digging questions.
It's
So,
the anniversary of my parents' death today.
Yay.
I went to the lake house.
Of course you did.
I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died. I stood for a while, looking across the water.
Next to the corpse of my husband.
There. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick.
How did your parents die?
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. The day Dr. Decker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him. Dr. Decker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse.
What?
I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As the tea.
You are extremely unhelpful, Claire.
I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor? David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
Sorry, David is up enough to go hunting. The corpse.
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
Uh-huh.
Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
Yeah, he'll get a great amount of practice as a ghost, I'm sure of it.
I know. I shouldn't have talked to her. It was dangerous.
Okay, Jaya, there's roughly 10 million things to do.
Hey you! Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though.
Sorry, have it?
Oh, I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him. It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can
No.
ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
You should not have an opinion on the patients because you shouldn't know anything about them.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Decker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Decker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
I already did.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
Was? God, a woman.
Tom liked to base jump.
Now that
That's
is a strange
basically
hobby.
falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Decker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So
Yeah.
one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
I'm gonna guess that went really, really well.
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
There's someone you wanted to say
I
goodbye
liked
to?
Tom. I never got to say goodbye. I did with Dr. Decker though, so I suppose that's some closure.
You mean the day before he died?
Dr. Decker tried to fire me, not long before his murder, so we got to say what we wanted to say then, and I've got the termination letter somewhere. It's not going to stick, obviously. Professor Alderby and the Trust will overrule it, but it's nice to know what he felt about me.
Okay.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that? We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order. Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Okay, that's a bit wonky.
Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them. So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
Get a solicitor. I do not care.
I think we should get a solicitor. I know the perfect firm. I'll do it all, don't worry about it. And that's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it. Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
Maybe not.
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him. Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Oh, I have some ideas now. All right, but that's still a lot of... Oh god. There's still a lot of questions on her. And even on the others, but they are all yellow. Technically, I could move on. So I'm gonna keep this as a stopping point. Actually, having a lot of prepared questions open is pretty good. Gives us an easier start next time, because yeah, we're definitely going to continue this next time. Can't even properly play in Crow now. Isn't that upsetting? So let's where we're going. Of course, the Eternal Duck. Who's oh, down to a single hour. Oh, maybe we should raid over there, see if the Duckathon actually ends today after, I don't even know, 13 days, he says. Yeah, I think that's a good path to go. So, raid Duck Saint. Thanks everyone for being here, for taking a quick look at the end of the Rootrees and what I liked and what I didn't like so much. Thanks for hanging out while I got very confused by disturbed British people. It's almost like I'm on Twitch all day doing that. Oh wait, what? I hope you all have a wonderful rest of Sunday. Start into the next week, and I shall see you all around Twitch. Bye-bye.